Hello, Crosslink family. In light of the recent concerns in our community about the COVID-19 virus, and in light of our government's request to suspend large gatherings, we want you to know that our elders at Crosslink are taking every precaution to keep our church family and community healthy. This has not been an easy decision, but out of honoring Scripture, governing officials, and loving our neighbors, we are canceling all worship services and the following activities for this weekend and the following week. Life group in-home meetings, Awana, postponing the Food for Frappe offering and packing party next Saturday, March the 21st. Please continue to pray for one another and our community. We will continue to evaluate the situation and make decisions concerning future events by next Thursday, March the 19th. Now remember, our church office will be open during normal business hours. If you need assistance, please contact us for support. As we continue to serve our church family and community, we ask that you consider giving online to our general fund in support of our ministry and operations through our online portal here, or you can mail your gifts to 345 Old Hillsborough Road, Mebane, North Carolina. Our generosity is so important to help fulfill the mission to love God, love people, and make disciples. This has been a difficult decision, hasn't it, Greg?
Absolutely. So we've met as an elder board this morning, and based on the events of the past 2 days, and especially in light of the governor's request that all groups over 100 consider suspending activities, we really struggled with this one and wrestled with it, and what we really wanted to do was avoid two extremes. So one extreme is to say this is no big deal, it's just like a common cold, and that's not true. The reality is this is a very serious illness, that it has a mortality rate that's 40 times higher than the regular flu, and we just don't know what it's going to do. And the other side we don't want to go is to this idea of panic, and that we're scared and we're afraid and we're going to board up the doors, and that's not the case. What we really want to do is just minimize the spread of this disease and to do our part. So what we're doing is we're joining other faith communities. A lot of churches have made the same decision, and obviously you've seen on the news, beyond the churches, the greater community has made a decision to cancel some pretty significant things, and our desire is concern for our neighbor. I thought of Philippians chapter 2, verse 3, where it says, "Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves." And our thought process really are those who are at risk, those who are older, those who have compromised immune system. Those people are really at risk with this. And so it just, for us, it really came down to what's the best thing we can do, not only for our church family, but for our community. So for us, it was all about our concern for people.
Yeah, and I think you would agree, Greg. It really gives us an opportunity as a church body to serve people in our own body.
Absolutely.
Through life groups. If you're a life group facilitator, check in with the people in your group, see that they're okay, check on them weekly. But also our neighbors. You know, we can go across the road and check on them and see how they're doing. And so it gives us an opportunity to do that. Now, you may be thinking that just because we're not meeting here on Sunday that we can't still have church, but what do you think about that, Greg?
Well, and we've really, that was one of our difficulties, is because I love Sunday morning worship.
Yeah,
it is one of my favorite things, and to gather as a church. So we still want to be able to do that as best we can. So what we're going to do is we're going to record a set from our praise team and a sermon, and we're going to have that ready to go by 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. So you're welcome to gather together with your family, or maybe even your life group wants to gather together. That's completely up to your decision how you want to do that. But we want to have that available for you. So again, starting Sunday morning at 8 o'clock, this will be a video recording of our praise team and a sermon, so that we as a church, even though we may not be locally, we can still worship together. And this is what we really read about in Acts. You've got 3,000 people that get saved in Acts 2. They're not meeting in a church building. They're coming together for a little bit, but mostly it happened in small groups.
That's right.
So this is our plan for right now. This is the best way we see fit to both to worship the Lord together and to have concern for our neighbor.
Well, it gives you an opportunity to get together with your family around that time and talk about the message, talk about what you're seeing in Scripture, and just a wonderful time to gather with the family. Once again, we want to say that we are not making this decision lightly. It's tough. If you think you're discouraged by the fact that we're not going to be able to meet, how do you think we feel? We love this. We love this body, and we love you. But we also want to remind you, we are not operating from a place of fear. God does not call us to a spirit of fear. In fact, 2 Timothy 1:7 talks to us about that God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-control. And so we want you to know that. We're going to miss meeting, but it's an opportunity for us to trust in Him even more. And just remember that as we go forward, it gives us an opportunity to love God, love people, and make disciples.